Guys, welcome to today's video where we're going to go walk you through how you could automate your business without writing a single line of code. Using this, I've been able to generate millions of dollars in sales for the companies I've worked with, and today I'll walk you through the exact process. So if you watch to the end of today's video, you'll see where a lot of people go wrong with automation, where they often make the mistake of treating every single task and process equally. So if you stick around, you'll see exactly how you could prioritize which process you should automate first, and if you're ready, let's jump in. Okay, so what will you get outside of today's video? You'll get an understanding of how to use AI in no-code tools like Make, N8N, and Zapier, and you'll also have a process of how you could automate your repetitive task. Just giving a bit of a background on myself, from Canada, so I do say A once in a while. Before tech, I used to paint homes as a residential painter. I've worked with more than 1,000 clients across B2C and B2B companies, and currently I'm helping founders increase their sales and increase their fulfillment capacity in their businesses. So, just a question for you is what is automation? And before I show what the answer is here, it's a little bit confusing if you ask Google. The definition is the use of largely automatic equipment in a system of manufacturing or other production process. It's a little bit confusing. What I have as my definition is automation is replacing a manual task with one that can be completed without your support. And in terms of what you can actually automate inside of your business, here's just a few, and there's thousands of other applications that you can connect. So Airtable, HubSpot, Gmail, just to name a handful. Once you know exactly what softwares you use, ideally, I'm guessing you'd want your softwares to be able to talk to one another. And that's where tools like Zapier, Make, and N8N come in, where they're able to help, Slack talk to ClickUp. They're able to help Airtable talk to Shopify. And they're called middlewares. An example that I have for you is, let's just say that you want, whenever an email comes in to, let's just say, Gmail, you want it to automatically save to a folder inside of your Google Drive. The reason why this could happen is you can make a filter so that whenever an email comes in and it has a receipt, and there's often like a PDF of a receipt, you could automatically just save all those documents to a Google Drive. And the power of this is, come tax season or come your periodic review with your accountant, you just have proper books and you know exactly where all of your documents are and how they're in one place, and it just saves a lot of time. So this is just one use case, but there's thousands of others. One thing I heard before was some of the most powerful automations are simple. Like this automation here, it could save an hour, 2 hours of time every single year, and it might take 10 minutes to set up. So these are just very powerful tools to have inside of your company. A common question that a lot of business owners face is, well, what should you automate first? And to answer that is, there's mainly three buckets that I like to group things into. First one is that there's sales or go to market. There's your actual fulfillment of your company. And then there's admin and strategy as well. And a common question will be, well, okay, what should I automate first? Well, wherever your bottleneck is, that's typically where you should allocate more effort in terms of your energy, in terms of automation, so that you're able to increase the throughput of everything inside of your business and you're not bottlenecked at any one of these buckets. Some examples, there's three buckets: sales, operations, and then admin and strategy. Just to go through a few examples for sales and GTM, what we could look at is there's marketing, sales, and then partnerships. For marketing, what we could do is we could automatically scrape LinkedIn profiles, create icebreakers for cold emails, and also use AI to create content across multiple different types of platforms. Next, let's just say you have sales calls and you have a note-taking app. I don't know if it's Fathom, it might be Fireflies, or whatever note-taking app is popular whenever you're watching this video, but you're able to create transcripts from them, and you can feed those transcripts into AI. And really, you could do anything that you want. You could ask AI to see, hey, what are their pain points? What were the questions that they asked? And those are just a couple of use cases once you do have that sales transcript. Next, you could also do automated reporting for your team, so you can know what sales reps are performing the best, what sales reps are performing the worst, and you could also see activity as well. For partnerships, this is more so just staying up to date with the market. However, you could have RSS feeds, and you could set it up so that you're always listening to market dynamics, market developments, eliminating the need to, frequently try and research what's going on in your industry. So next, for operations, what you could do is there's four main buckets that I have here. There's onboarding, copywriting, project management, and then there's a miscellaneous one. For onboarding, you could do this for your clients or for new hires. So what you could do here is you could just have email sequences. You could have step-by-step checklists that each person has to go through. And the main goal here is that your who's ever going through the flow will be educated in terms of knowing what's the next step, and they'll have a good sort of impression because your company is automated and they're never wondering what's next. Now, for copywriting, you could create drafts. You could create drafts for blogs, create drafts for uh, Facebook ads, website copy, whatever you want, um, using AI. For project management, what you're able to do is you're able to have internal notifications. Lastly, you could do things like tracking e-commerce inventory automatically, and you could also have an automatic ticketing system for answering like customer inquiries. Next, for admin strategy, what you're able to do here is, let's just say that once a quarter your team gets together and they're thinking, well, okay, what do we want to focus on for the next 3 months? Well, on a monthly basis or on a bi-weekly basis or even a weekly basis, if you really wanted to, you could automatically share KPI progress updates with the rest of the leadership team. Next, with your bank, you're able to access an API. You can get notified whenever that there's a transaction in your bank account, or you want to see exactly what your Stripe or what your bank balances are every single day or every single week. You could do that. You could also save your receipts to a Google Doc like we just saw before. Next up, with hiring, you could create an onboarding process. You could send calendar links for interviews automatically. And last, single click process to send welcoming emails to new hires. So we covered the theory of different automations for sales, for operations, for admin and strategy. If you want to see how you could apply this to your own business, there's a 4-step exercise that we could do together. The first thing that you want to do is identify which area in your business has the highest amount of opportunity to improve, or it's the largest bottleneck for your growth right now. So it could be sales, it could be operations, or it could be admin and strategy. Once you identify one of them, and let's just say that it's sales and GTM for this specific example, what we want to do is we want to identify the metrics that we could track for this specific department. For example, it could be the amount of new leads coming in a month. It could be the amount of new paying customers coming in a month. It could also be the number of days it takes to convert a lead into a customer. And these are the dials inside of your business. Once we identify the metrics, what we want to find and identify is the actual task where, if it's performed well, it will improve the metric. So example, if we want to improve the number of paying customers, what we might want to do is follow up with our clients better. And once we know exactly what that task is that we have to do and have to improve on, we would want to find the process that underlays that task that could actually be automated. So if we want to improve the amount of paying customers that we have on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis, we could follow up with our clients better. However, what we could do is set up an automatic follow-up system via emails so that we stay relevant with our customers. And for every single task that we have, there's an underlying process that could often be automated or be improved. So that's it. That's the training for today. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for your time, and looking forward to the next video with you guys. See you now. Bye bye.